My guest today is one that took me by surprise. In Die Hard, John McClain saved Nakatomi Plaza from Hans Gruber. Now in Arkansas, Alan McClain is trying to save insurance from itself. While at the 2024 PIA Arkansas conference, Arkansas Insurance Commissioner Alan McClain approached me and just began chatting like we had official business to handle. Well, if roll with the punches was a person, hi, it's me. I'm the person. While catching recordings about building a business you can retire from, automating the client onboarding process, and discovering how to engage with the next generation of insurance professionals, I knew there would be no better time to record with the commissioner than right now, as he had just become my captive audience. So we kickstarted our recordings for season 6 to be released in August in April. Be on the lookout for how Alan rolls with my ability to become tongue tied so easily, and I asked him what he'd like to see in his predecessor rather than his successor. Tomato, tomato, whatever. Let's do this. My guest today is Arkansas Insurance Commissioner Alan McClain. Let's just jump right in. So, welcome to Awkward Insurance Commissioner McClain, but may I call you Alan?
Absolutely, please do.
Does anybody else trip over the word commissioner?
Yeah, they do. They do.
Okay.
So Alan's much better. So
Nice. Well, let's talk about your role as an insurance commissioner. What exactly is an insurance commissioner? Like, what do you do on a day-to-day basis?
good question. It's different every day, but
Nice.
so that does keep it interesting for sure, particularly in state government. But the commissioner's charged with regulating the insurance market in Arkansas and protecting the consumers of insurance by making sure that the markets are competitive and making sure that the consumers are protected and when it comes to the conduct of insurance companies.
Do we need to touch on markets being competitive right now? That's a touchy subject.
It is a touchy subject, and it's definitely something that's on our radar screen at the department, and it's not something that the department alone or me as the commissioner can has all the levers to apply, but there are a lot of factors in that market that impact competitiveness, and we're mindful of those, and we have, whether it's rates, whether it's fraud, whether it's solvency, uh, all those different things impact the cost of insurance, and cost is what's going to impact the whether the markets are competitive, whether insurance companies are keeping their rates available, or their rates affordable, and
That's a broad term.
their rates affordable, and their products available to our consumers who, in many cases, they're required by law to have certain coverages, and in many cases, it's getting out of the reach of our consumers.
Yeah, absolutely. What does a good day in the life of an insurance commissioner look like?
Yeah, a good day is when I can answer all the hard questions. So, and there are lots of questions that come my way, and I've got a great team in place, and so that's a good day when I can look at my team that I've assembled and know that all those very important questions are taken care of, whether it's analyzing adequacy of a rate, whether it's making sure our guarantee fund is solvent to make sure that insurance companies who become insolvent, making sure those consumers are taken care of through those from those carriers, all the different subject matter expertise that I need. When that's all clicking and everybody's in place, that's a good day.
Yeah. And what kind of day keeps you up at night?
Now, yeah, there's a few things will do that, but um, when you worry about a consumer not being able to access the products that they need for day to day living, and or that when they're really struggling to be able to afford the coverage that they need, those things keep you up at night.
Yeah. You talked about relying on the team that you assembled. What did you look for in the team as you were assembling what you felt was going to support you most in your role?
For real world expertise, I've been in government for 30 years, and so I understand the inner workings of of state government. But what we really need is somebody who, has perhaps sold insurance, who's been an agent, somebody who's been an underwriter, somebody who's been in claims. I come from a claims background, so I bring a little bit of that. But you need to have eh, the expertise for our solvency regulation. We need people with certifications, CPAs, certified financial examiners. So you need that expertise. So when I can make sure that is available to me, then that makes me sleep better as well, because each of those things I described are very detailed, and our examiners spend all day every day examining the books of insurance companies to make sure that they have the capital to and liquidity to be an insurance company in Arkansas, and to stand in the shoes of our consumers, and so um, people don't think about that very much, but those are really high skilled positions that are very much in demand in the private sector, and so for us to be able to keep them working in state government is often a struggle.
Well, now that we know a little bit about what you do as an insurance commissioner, how'd you get where you are? Were you a young schoolboy, and when it came time to answer what you want to be when you grow up, you wrote down insurance commissioner for sure?
Yeah, I would be surprised if anybody ever got to that one that way. But yeah, I mean, I look back at my predecessors, and this is my second tour at the insurance department. My first one was in 1992, and then I went on to run the state workers' comp commission, and so that's been my background. So there's several insurance commissioners have come and gone. And I think when my first tour in the department in 1992, I don't believe the insurance commissioner ever even knew my name, and so now he does. But so, but not, But I was young and just trying to um, uh, work in the workers' comp world at that point. So that was my path. I graduated college, and there was a company hiring workers' comp adjusters, and actually they just wanted to train me to be a workers' compensation adjuster, and so they, for that 5 years or so, I spent a lot of time handling claims of injured workers across the state for, in that case, self-insured employers, and then made my way to a similar role at the department in '92. Again, work with workers' comp being the background. Then I went on to run the workers' comp commission under Governor Huckabee at the time, and so that's where the insurance background came into play. And then in the last 4 or so years ago, when there was a need for a new insurance commissioner, I put my name in the hat, and it was Governor Hutchinson. Thankfully, thought I was a good fit for it, and also thankfully Governor Huckabee Sanders thought I was a good fit to keep me around. So we're pleased about that, and that would make about the sixth governor I have served under in some capacity over the years.
Let's talk about putting your name in the hat. What did that feel like? What was that decision process for you to say, yeah, I think it's time? Or was it like why not?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of all of that. I felt like I was as qualified or more so than a lot of potential candidates, and I thought that I had the background that sort of mixed insurance background with public service background, and thought that I I would. I'd been around the department enough, and around regulatory world enough that I said, yeah, sure, why not? Um, and it was very gratifying and very humbling, and very appreciative that I was able to do that, because I do serve at the pleasure of the governor. It's some insurance commissioners have terms. They're appointed for terms. Some insurance commissioners, like in Louisiana and Oklahoma and Georgia, they run for office, so they're elected statewide. And I'm not interested in running for political office, and so that was um, not a model that I would be interested in being an insurance commissioner
Right.
under. But on the other hand, I serve at the pleasure of the governor, so that means tomorrow they may need want to go a different direction. So you're sort of prepared for
Oh
that.
gosh.
Yeah. So when I don't anticipate that happening, but I mean that is sort of the world you live in when you accept an appointment
For
like
sure.
that.
Yeah. Um, Understanding that the role of insurance commissioner could, and it won't, end tomorrow. If you had to pick your predecessor, what do you feel are qualities of a good insurance commissioner?
You know, I think the top quality for an insurance commissioner is to be sensitive to the consumers. You've got to know uh, who is buying the insurance products, what they need, and when there's a complaint or a concern, that you're able to address that and be sensitive to that, because we're all insurance consumers. That's not too hard to empathize, but we never want to forget that that the consumer is the very most important aspect of what we do, whether you're a regulator, whether you're in sales, whether you're in underwriting, whether you're in claims, keeping that mindful. So I think my successor would need to always keep that mindful. And when I think about that, I think of previous insurance commissioners who have also reminded me of that over the years. And so I when I'm mindful of people who've been in this role before, and I think they modeled it pretty well, and so I always want to be mindful of that. So I think keeping that, then the technical stuff. If you've assembled that team, then you've got the people to monitor the solvency. You've got the people to analyze rate requests. You've got the people to handle the legal aspect of it. So legal component is huge, and so I don't have to have all that level of expertise, but knowing how all that touches the consumer aspect of it
Right.
ties it all together.
Yeah. You've mentioned the consumer so many times, and you yourself are a consumer of insurance. So, awkward question. What does a claim look like when you're an insurance commissioner and say, like an auto accident, and you've got to file that claim? Do you throw that card down like, I'm the insurance commissioner, you better treat this one right? Or is it just like, I'm a regular consumer? I think about that honestly because my husband's in law enforcement and he's always asking when I get pulled over for something. He's like, "Did you tell him your husband is?" I was like, "No, I don't know how to bring that up."
There's definitely a temptation to play the card, and I had a homeowner's claim during their March 31st tornado, and it was
Oh gosh, I'm so sorry.
it was very very mild damage, and
Mm,
thankfully, and the rest of my neighbors weren't so fortunate.
right.
But I had an adjuster come and look at it, and they said, this is, you don't need a new roof. There's this and there's that, and here's what I thought was a greatly undervalued estimate, and I left it alone. I did not play the card,
Right.
so because I had a lot of respect for the claims people and the job they were doing,
Being that
and
you have a background in claims for
yeah,
sure.
so I didn't play the card, and but
Those darn get out of jail free cards. Nobody ever knows when to put them down on the board.
I know you never know. It is a judgment call. I but if on the other hand, if I thought that person had not been professional and not been doing their job well, I'm pretty sure I would have called that carrier and had a discussion, not to get my claim paid.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Sounds like you treated it with the utmost integrity for sure.
no, I had other people said I would have played the card, and I mean, literally, it's funny you asked that, and I said, well, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
So, but it does give you insights into to how the process is working, and
Oh
maybe
yeah.
perhaps a case study on the other aspects of how homeowners are getting treated. And in my case, in that particular carrier, I thought they passed the test, even though they didn't pay my claim.
Yeah, that's a great example of how your life experiences really impact your job role or performance or your perspective or
Right.
anything like that. Final question. What do you hope will be your lasting legacy as the Arkansas Insurance Commissioner?
Yeah, I know I say consumers a lot, but you hope that we've left the insurance industry in better shape for our consumers, with plenty of products for them to choose from at good, affordable prices, and things that are meeting their needs, and that we've been responsive to the needs of industry. And consumers, yes, the buyers and users of insurance, but also the people who are selling these products, who are marketing these products. You want to have been fair to everybody. So as a legacy, then he was always may not liked what he did every time, but he was fair.
Can't please everybody, can we?
Right.
Commissioner McClain, thank you so much for sitting down with Awkward Insurance today. It has truly been a pleasure to get to know you a little bit more during the PIA Arkansas conference in 2024, and I hope to run into you more.
Been my pleasure. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thanks for hanging out and listening to another Awkward Insurance Conversation.
If you haven't already, be sure to join the Awkward Insurance Facebook community. We have an amazing group of people on there.
And for more episodes, head over to the National Alliance website at scic.com. Now go forth and be awkward. Toodles!
That's awkward.